This is Kickback and Chill, and today, Friday, November 6th, Young Benny is here in the building to discuss new music, features, and more. Coming to you from Midtown, New York City. So kick back, relax, and have some fun, because Kickback and Chill starts right now. Happy Friday and welcome to M&S Kickback and Chill. I'm your host, Day NYC, holding it down in Midtown, New York City. As we're the only show you can kick back, relax, and have some fun. And there's always a special person that's kicking it with me at the function, and I'm ready to bring him out. He's known for one of being the best lyricists in the tri-state area, and his EP, Summer to Forget, is out now, along with a special performance at the end of the show. Show some love for Young Benny. Oh, man. Young Benny. What's good, man? What's going on, bro? Good to see you, man.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, man. I'm super excited. How you feeling today?
Feeling good, man.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Now, hands down, you are an artist based out of Jersey. And correct me, bro, you only been making music for a year.
Yeah.
Hands down, you have a smooth delivery. I think it's amazing.
Appreciate
but,
that.
you know, just let the viewers and everybody know of how long you've been making music. I mean, how long you've been, what made you want to get into music? Excuse me.
I'm kind of like one of those people that, like, if I see someone doing something I kind of want to do it myself.
Yeah,
and that's
okay,
like pretty
cool.
much like everything. Like, you
Yeah.
know, that was with football, that was with music, aggressive rollerblading,
Oh, okay.
everything like that, man. Like, those are like my three passions I've ever had in my life. And, you know, if someone else can do it, and why can't I? So.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. Who was someone like your musical influence that motivated you to say, you know what, I really want to take this serious?
So when I first like really thought I could do it was probably like middle school or like early high school, and Dipset played a big role in that.
Okay, cool.
I loved Cameron. I was a huge Cameron fan.
Oh, okay.
Big time. And Lil Wayne for sure.
Oh yeah, Lil Wayne's
Yeah.
that too.
You know, like I was into those guys heavy. And then, like, you know, as I started like really diving into it more, and Drake became someone that I really was inspired by, because I felt like I can kind of relate to him with, like, you know, the girls and all his struggles as far as that goes, you know.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. So what are some of your favorite tracks from Cameron? My favorite have to be Old Boy. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So mine's Killer Cam.
Okay. Cool.
I think Purple Haze. One of them. So many Killer Season, like that intro on that album.
Okay.
We Make Change. All those songs, man. Like Cameron, he was like,
hard.
yeah, he had like such an interesting like rhyme scheme.
Right.
Like those guys in Dipset would rhyme anything.
Yeah.
And like for some
They
reason,
would just look at something. It's like, all right, I'm gonna hit you with this. I'm gonna hit you with a few bars, and we gonna kill it.
it's like Fruity Tooty, Judy Looty, like just like they would just keep going like that, and like
Right.
it just sounded hot. So I was like, that's dope.
That's good, man. So, you know what I'm saying? I know I told you many times, even through all the phone, man, yo, you have a smooth delivery, only been making music for a year, and that's very impressive. And, you know, a lot of people, you know, when they finally want to jump into music, it takes them at least a year or more, depending on the artist, to find their sound, you know? So, like, damn, I don't know my sound. I don't know what kind of song I want to make. Take us back to when you created your first song. And when you started taking music serious, like, what was going through your mind? What was the name of the track, and how did it go?
So the first song I ever went to the studio with was it was called Coachella. It's a Gucci Mane track.
Yeah, okay.
And I just had was freestyling over it, and the beat was like super hard.
Yeah.
And I was just rapping to it. I came across a studio called Mount Moon Recording.
Okay, cool.
In Highland Park.
Yeah.
And you know, met Justin, who's the engineer there, and we just hit it
cool.
off. Yeah.
Okay.
And the track was awesome, actually. It was actually a really fire track, but it's like it was a party rap, and like I've evolved so much from then.
Right.
And like it was a lot of like just like unnecessary cursing and like, you know, just
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't
You
need
was
to
just
like
going in.
yeah, I was just doing that. It's still hot to this day,
Right.
but it's just not me. So maybe one day I'll put it out for like, you know, shits and giggles, but until then.
But you know what's crazy? You know, I wouldn't, let's say I started listening to your music now, right? I would never think you've only been doing music for a year, because you have such a nice delivery. You know, you also have a couple of freestyles. Hands down, I would say Valentine's Day freestyle is probably my favorite one. Like the beat, the visual, everything was like on point. Out of all the freestyles you have, from like Valentine's Day freestyle, In the Dark, Tax Day freestyle, you know, what would you say is your favorite one out of all of them? I don't mean to put you on the spot.
Because those are I like all those ones. I would have to say Tax Day and In the Dark are probably like tied
Why you say that?
Because like Tax Day was like the first song I ever put out, and like that was just my vocals and everything that just sounded all crisp on that one. Like the flow was good on that one, and I don't know, just like something like resonates with that. Like people, I think when they heard that, people were like, oh damn, like he's kind of for real. And I don't know, I just like how I flowed on that. There's a lot of rhymes in there and bars in there that like went over people's head. Like I said, like
it made them think twice. Like wait, what?
Yeah,
like,
it said like my wrist so frozen, like rose in the door. Like
oh snap.
Like yeah, like I don't know. I feel like that one went over a lot of people's head. But In the Dark, I got a lot of feedback from, and yeah, I like the whole like how I transitioned to the singing part there. Just,
yeah, you have.
Yeah, so it was. Those are my two favorite ones, I think.
Yeah, and you say you've been, rocking with your engineer, Justin. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Can you really just stress the importance of on why it's really important to really have a great relationship with your producer and your engineer, especially when you're in the studio, frequently with that person?
It's all about being comfortable.
Okay.
And Justin is someone that like, there's no judgment. There's nothing that he's ever gonna like be like, what are you doing? Sort of like you go in there, you want to create something, and he's just gonna make it sound really good. And like he gives a lot of coaching points to me when I'm trying to hit like higher notes with singing and stuff now, and I try to like dabble in with that. And it's just very important, man, because if you have a solid engineer, it could really take your music to the next level. I feel like a lot of the time when people are starting out, they're not like sounding good is half the battle to begin with. When you're like kind of like recording in your room, and there's no disrespect. Like I thankfully have a job where like I could get the income could help me fund this, and
absolutely.
It's not everyone is like that, so like it's just important.
But I kind of want to touch up on what you just said, because I feel like that's true. It's no shade towards anybody, but I do feel like at times many people are not willing to sacrifice. A lot of people say, I want to make it into this music business, but a lot of people's not willing to sacrifice the time, money, and energy that the music deserves. Can you really just touch up on how crucial sacrificing is? Because it seems like you sacrificing not, and your music you can clearly hear the amount of hard work you put into your song. So really just touch on how important it is as an artist to sacrifice.
It's the most important thing. You have to invest in yourself.
Absolutely.
You have to. I mean, if you're not willing to invest in yourself, that's like a teacher like not buying like supplies for their students. You know what I'm saying? Like or like being able to supply
right.
Certain like books or whatever. Like you have to invest in yourself, because if you don't, you're not going to get anywhere. You're just not.
Absolutely.
And I played football in college, and that was like some of the ultimate sacrifices. I sacrificed nights to party, like family things.
Yeah.
Constantly in the gym twice a day. And I came from a background of no football. I didn't play football in high school, no middle school football. I just walked on in college. And like it took years of hard work, like just like studying the game, studying how to
that spot. Yeah.
So, I'd like to kind of take my hard work and translate it to music. And like, during quarantine, I was in my living room from pretty much like 11 to like 5 p.m. just like rapping. As much as I could, whether it was freestyling, whether I tried writing down a little bit more, and I ended up like walking away with like, I don't even know, like 20-something songs when I went back to the studio.
Damn, you serious?
Yeah.
Damn, I can't even try
from like
that.
May to June, yeah.
That's good. You got a new EP out now called Summer is Over?
Summer to Forget.
Summer to Forget.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
You're good.
Just tell us a little bit about that process, and do you have any features on here, or is it just strictly yourself? Tell us about the process.
So the process was pretty much made in quarantine. Just like, excuse me, just going through different beats. I used some YouTube beats on this one, and just listening to where I wanted to go, what kind of direction I wanted to take. I wanted to get like, some heartfelt songs. I wanted to get some, hype songs, some angry songs, stuff like that.
Absolutely.
The process, I wanted to like kind of be like a widespread, so you could feel kind of every emotion throughout the album. And that's what I kind of hope I did, I have Cash Johnson featured on one of the songs.
Yes, I'm familiar with Cash Addictions.
Cash,
Yeah,
Cash
that's good.
Dude.
How did you guys connect?
So actually, I work at a gym, and my coworker, he's friends with Cash. So I actually showed the first track ever to my boy Dave.
Yeah.
Because I was like, yo, I rap, and he's like, bullshit, bro. Let me hear this shit. He's like, no way you rap.
Yeah.
So I played Coachella for him. He's like, damn, like you know, my boy's been doing this for a couple years now. Like, I'm gonna hook you guys up, and it didn't happen right away. And then over the summer, I met up with Cash, and we talked a little bit, and you know, we just got out of the studio like 2 weeks ago together.
Oh,
yeah,
dope,
it was a really
dope.
good night.
Yeah, which track did you guys which track is he on?
So we have 2 tracks together. We have one called The Wave, which was originally on Summer to Forget.
Okay.
But he's now on a track called Hype.
Hype.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So
I'm
I actually
excited.
swapped the tracks out, and because I like the vibe a little more. It's a little like upbeat, it's fast, and that's the party track I'm talking about, where like I wanted to
Get
have
you hyped up.
Be hyped up, like have people just like
Right.
going nuts to it, you know?
Dope. And you know what's crazy is that when the EP is out, I'm pretty sure, you know, normally you'll get so many shares on social media, like, hey, I'm bumping my boy Young Benny's new track, and they're driving in the car. For me, I listen to your music when I'm on the go or whether I'm driving or not. You know, what many people don't understand is that to you listen to these songs a bunch of times, like millions of times, because to the audience, to the viewers, it's their first time listening to it. And then I know sometimes you're like, damn, yo, I'm tired of listening to this song. Like, I love my music, but I'm tired of listening because I was in the studio doing it, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And I don't listen to my music really like for enjoyment anymore. Like,
okay.
I listen to it to kind of like find like, you know, certain things that are like flaws with it. Mm-hmm. So I mean, like, yeah, I'm like consider myself a workaholic in a sense. Like, you know, I'm always constantly working. So like, you know, when I'm listening to my songs, I'm like, damn, I should have said this there, or like took a pause there, or, you know, just finding the flaws.
Always trying to critique any flaw you see.
Exactly. And
right.
I always put myself in like the position of another person listening to it for the first time. Like, I kind of always envision like, oh, like what if so and so was listening to this? Like, that's my like it's my resume, it's my body of work. So like, you know, first impressions are a lot of things, especially with music, because it's so subjective. And you know, people might hear the first 30 seconds, be like, what is this shit? Like, I don't, you know, you gotta like find that balance of like, you know, being creative but also keeping that attention. And this day and age for music, it's like it's kind of hard to do because the commercial mainstream is like very one lane. I feel like, you know, it's like it's very loud, it's very fake in my opinion. I don't want to say fake, but it's like superficial. People don't want to like really dive into like, you know,
listen to your music.
Someone told me they were like, yo man, like maybe you should start like getting more like upbeat and like, you know, no offense, but like no one wants to really hear about your problems listening to you as an artist for the first time. And I'm like, look, like that's just who I am. I'm not gonna change this for anybody.
It's like who are you?
Right. You know, if I want to make a party song, that's how I'm feeling. That's what I'll do. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know, I'm not gonna, you know, I struggle with certain things in my life, and you know, I have like, you know, my family life is good, but like there's obviously issues there, and you know, I like to. That's how I vent it out. Yeah, exactly. You know? So, you know, issues with girls or you know, whatever.
Yeah, you know, it's very hard to receive constructive criticism from an individual who, 1, music is not good, probably don't even make music, and 3, they not on the same level as you, and you only been doing it for a year, right? And speaking of the performances you've had, you know, well, the music you made, you know, within the year, you performed at a couple of venues here in New York and also in Jersey. You know, tell us what that experience is like, you know, connected with so many different people.
Yeah, it was cool, man. SOBs was a really good time.
Yeah. Let me ask you real quick before you get to do you feel like there's a different vibe between the New York crowd versus the Jersey crowd, or?
You know, not so much. A little. I think the energy in certain New York, like I had a couple shows in Brooklyn. The Brooklyn shows were like crazy.
You had to really establish a name for yourself.
Yeah, these 2 kids came out there, and like I felt like their whole neighborhood came out with them. Like, that, you don't really see that in Jersey.
Yeah.
But as far as like SOBs, man, like that was a really good time. And the crowd's like, you know, I'm performing in front of other artists, and like, you know, everyone's there for one reason. They're going there to perform, and like no one's really there to watch you. They're just there to like. That's how I kind of get from it, and I know I see a lot of people there that I actually end up enjoying, but I don't know. Sometimes you're up there and people are just not like vibing to you, and it's like, well, I understand, like, whatever.
All right, cool. Well, hey, listen, man, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we still got more with Young Benny, plus a special performance you don't want to miss. So keep it locked and stay tuned.